Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. Come on and slam, if you wanna jam.
Teddy bears for sale. Come get your little brown teddy bear. Where? Over here. If you're in the hood, you know you can get teddy bears anywhere. You know, pharmacies, grocery stores, Family Dollar. Sales go up when we hear families holler. Oh, you thought Valentine's Day was the only time we can't keep them on the shelves. Nah, because black people are like philanthropist gun owners. They can't keep them to themselves. So open up a bear store of what you seek is getting wealth. I can show you how to make money off nothing. We make money off stuffing. We make money off suffering. Check the stock market. We in the riches. A pound of cotton and a dozen stitches. Sit back and wait for black boy to be found in ditches. I ain't got to do shit. I just keep watching. Pick a bear from Build a Bear, but I thought niggas ain't like picking cotton. But look, they just keep flying out of the stores. Black people keep killing each other. It's like y'all at war. So shoot, money, I just keep making more. Little brown bears, I just keep making more. They'll be posted up on street poles and corner stores. So how many more can I put you down for an order for? How many more family members y'all plan on erasing? Replacing with little brown teddy bears that won't be around next year? I tell you what, I got a special going on. Buy one bear, get a balloon free. Get a pink balloon that'll match your RIP airbrush t-shirt of your little niece, and I'll look for pink balloons in the sky. You know why? Because don't y'all like to do a balloon release? Because you'd rather release a balloon than release the hate that consumes the streets. On TikTok, they've been asking women, would you rather be in the woods with a bear or a random man? And some took their time, but most answered as fast as they can that they'd choose a bear over a man. I'm like, damn. Don't they know that a bear can weigh up to half a ton and reach 9 feet tall? That we ain't talking about shopping when we say they maul, razor sharp claws and muscular paws, be having your mama rob Peter to pay Paul bears. Like she ain't watched Discovery Channels of Bear Grylls, they hip to the teeth, and a bear's grill is teddy bears, how they think a bear feel. You fucking for real. We have the right to bear arms, but if you're trying to fight a bear with your bear arms, you're going to dead in the bear's arm. It's not a woman I would dare harm. Ain't no rapist over here. I took it personally, so I thought it was a stretch, like Yogi Bears, like it sounded embellished or overzealous, but I think I might have been being selfish. As if some men's behavior isn't hellish. As if we haven't had a history of wanting women to just grin and bear it. There's around 20,000 murders a year in the United States, compared to 400,000 sexual assaults on women. Now, don't get it distorted. This is just the average of what's being reported. Now, I'm actually protected. So I had to think about it objective, like a detective, step back and see it from the perspective. She doesn't know anybody has ever been attacked by a bear. But she can go to a local hair salon and see 5 sexually assaulted victims over there. And the only bear hugs that violated them didn't come from a bear. So yeah, she not gonna trust men, especially if she don't know you, but we a gaslight like she's the one being bipolar, barely acknowledging she has a just cause. Like she's saying it just cause. Like she ain't been trying to protect her honey pot from men's paws. But fellas, we'll play the game pause like it's that many gay dudes knocking down your door. No Diddy, this is happening in your city, not just the Memphis Grizzlies. You know, we be seeing a woman with childbearing hips and we can barely wait to get our bearings straight between our 2 continents. It's okay to be attracted to a woman, but let's not be disrespectful, overbearing or too obvious. And just because you like her, don't mean she got to acknowledge it. Y'all could just be polar opposites. And she'll give a fuck about the nature of brown bears and how a bear look when she got strangers in the neighborhood planning to leave her in the kitchen in barefoots. Speaking of which, how many women might have been barefoot leaving a New York, LA, or Chicago club, attacked by a man in white socks trying to leave her with a Chicago Cub, so she stayed with her car keys and bear mace for the off chance the nigga attacking her is barefacing? And they're waste of facts. Uncomfortable that for the beehives, there's too many men who behave like they don't know how to act. Men who attack, rape, and kill, they not just trying to steal a person, not caring who they hurt, but at least for the bear, playing dead actually works. It's uncomfortable. But it's the bare truth. So eat the berry, spit out the seed that'll grow a tree that'll bear fruit, because this is a huge problem. But it's not more than we can handle. Take the rapper Mystical, for example. He's accused of sexual assault. Not once, but twice. And this time he's actually facing life. And I don't care if y'all don't like it, like life don't sound fair. But if I see Mystical in the forest with a grizzly, I'm probably going to get busy and help the bear. So my son and I, we was conversing over a bowl of ice cream. And Randy, when we were speaking, he asked me why my favorite ice cream was butter pecan. He had me thinking of a reason. I was like, for one, it's always in season. A bowl of butter pecan in a movie is the best way to end the evening. It's like vanilla ice cream, but with extra season. But seriously, when I thought about it, I got it from my mama. She got it from her mama. And my great-grandmother made it by hand in a tin can. And my dad loved it too. So now I'm thinking it's just what old people do. It's just old nigga behavior. Why that flavor? I ain't think it was nothing major. But it turns out it was born out of something greater. Just like the rest of American history. It was racism for sure. They thought vanilla was too pure for us colored folks, so no root beer and vanilla floats, allowing us to only have vanilla ice cream on July 4th, like some kind of joke. I mean, that's the day that's supposed to represent independence and freedom, on the day that we pretend that we're all equal, on that day that black people are allowed to be people, when white people rallied together but wasn't mobbing in the sun basking, how much they've been robbing, and black people quietly eat vanilla ice cream, silently sobbing, praying for a better option. And I don't mean option like 31 flavors. And no, I ain't talking about no fucking ice cream. Even though we thought the Metropolitan would be more Neapolitan. But who can think about ice cream when you get the screams of people hollering? And if they would stop access to a dessert, then what you think they did to scholarships? Wealth or politics, health or acknowledgement. What vanilla means in America has one hell of a following. I scream, you scream, we all scream for equality. I remember chasing after those ice cream trucks as a kid. Embarrassing how I would be so excited. We even dance a jig. I sang to that song how many times? Ain't no telling. But then I got the scoop that the name of the ice cream truck song is Nigga Want a Watermelon. I even hated those pointy cones as a kid because it reminded me of the KKK and they mask and hood. America is just like McDonald's because they ice cream machine just doesn't work like it should in the hood. It's been a rocky road. Nothing's been on cookies and cream. I mean, look at the foreigners that was in the pursuit of the American dream. Now they tell the kids when they see ice, scream. Traumatized, they walk around on eggshells with bad nerves, so the very mention of that frozen dairy treat is a bad word. Any given Sunday when those ice cream trucks roll up, it's not a soft serve. Of course, it's just parfait for the course. You know, I looked up this other French term to find out what it means, and seeing that a la mode means served in the current fashion. And racism is just as American as apple pie. Oh, and vanilla ice cream.
I once stayed in myriad rooms, all scarred from the wounds of my insecurities. I roamed for eons, gambling in a wonderland of ravenous desires, gluttony, and attachments. I walked on carpets that became stained with tears because the bedsheets wept copiously, and my eyes became sodden with remorse and despair. I battled turbulent waves drifting on the oceans of consciousness. Tierra Madre threw so many loaded dice that my wins were few and fleeting. I never knew the light that streamed through windows, nor smelled the wafts of petunias dancing in the breeze of spring. These were just stories told by romantic neighbors claiming to have found love. My bedrooms echoed the memories of lives lived in pain. My sitting rooms, the deja vu of silent dinners. My kitchens lamenting tales like cuckoos of pungent aromas that smelled like the lime of toxic relationships. I even played Russian roulette, stabbing at my own mirrors and shadows. Today I am as sharp as Chinese calligraphy, and my sight so keen I can see the candle of the Supreme Porter in the dark, who was shaping and molding me with meticulous care. So in the wings of experience, I say to you, do not chase disappearing shadows, for you'll know how to recognize them when your inner sun matures. They will transform into the glow of radiant lights, infinitely more beautiful, designed to make you kings and queens, free from the loneliness and fear that I once encountered in the dark. Instead of wine and dice rolls, the wanton craziness of entanglements, you will hear larks sing and the melody of nightingales, even as the lustrous dawn awakes and daybreak smiles upon your Venetian blinds, waltzing with the soft melody of the breeze. For adversity is the light of growth, and in the carousel of experiences, we will grow like roses do with thorns, as significant as the light which eventually illumines. I know that love will gently hold your heart and your embrace, for even as the night needs the sparkling moon to adorn its nakedness, I say, incluso como la noche necesita de la luna brillante para adornar su desnudez, so too we can only dance within cuando la estrella del amor, when the star of love enters our sweet sanctum, flooding the soul with joy and delight. No more chess pieces, no pawns and queens to entice us. Alegrémonos, let us rejoice.
Today I wonder why my depression gotta be a plane ride. Stress levels up way high. A cheap window seat to disbelief, yo, ain't I slain by fighter jets of death that won't explain why life be jet-like. It can pass so fast and I never get the seatbelt set right, so I'm timid, afraid of heights. Yes, me, the self-sabotaging type. While people sleep on red-eye chartered flights at night, I feel fright so endless. A one-way ticket slowly dying to eventless memories. Why my depression gotta look so fly? Gotta crash land this guy into shark-infested waters. My plane gotta be a 7, for 7 is the lucky number of heaven, but heaven means there's gotta be a hell. One-way trip in which my wings fly too well. Turbulence breaks parts of my heart merciless, dating women of worthlessness as gray clouds encircle us, turbulent skies slow me down enough to cry. To see silver linings in the sky, passing by an island, see I fly on vacation from smiling silence. I sit and blame me for my heart's violence, for the trauma I endured from tyrants. Instead of jumping out of this plane, wait, ain't I the pilot? Why blame the passengers? By now, I should be the master of life's travel, able to handle a little stormy weather, often forced to change my flight course, understanding that here is where I might have to begin to prepare my landing gear. Why do I care when the world stops and stares at how I appear? Why can't I avoid a nosedive? I dare myself to stay high. I dare myself to stay fly.
I woke up 50 today with rain tapping at my window like it had questions I couldn't answer. Maybe it mirrored what my chest already knew, that arrival doesn't always feel victorious. And sometimes survival enters the room quietly, trembling, unsure if it counts as joy. I turned 50 today and I cried for every version of me who swore she'd be further in life, be happier, be held, be something more than a miracle that no one clapped for. Today, those memories sat beside me like it was my best friend that I never asked for. Not judging, just watching me breathe through the places I thought I would have outgrown by now. 50 found me grieving expectations I never had resources to reach, mourning futures I built from imagination instead of support. 50 found me still trying, still fighting, still stitching purpose into hours never promised. But I guess there's something holy in showing up for your own life, right? Even when the weather in your spirit says stay in bed because your soul's too tired to move. There's something brave in naming your pain while blowing out candles meant for celebration. So happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to the woman who stayed even when leaving felt easier. To the woman who walked herself through storms long before rain ever hit the forecast. To the woman who arrived in this year carrying scars, questions, and hope she refuses to bury. 50 didn't come dressed in joy, but it came. And so did I. Maybe, just maybe, that's worth whispering gratitude for, even through the tears. I made it another year around the sun, so maybe that's no small thing in itself.
Sunlight beams through the window and collects on the floor. Walter has positioned himself right in the middle where the warmth is pooling. He's chewing on his toy. I've grown so tired of writing my pain, speaking my sorrow, showing the world my hurt. My therapist says it makes sense. I feel these difficult things given the life I've lived, but that's not enough for me. I have a notebook now, a chronicle of my attempts to configure the words in perfect order, like these poems are somehow spells to make the healing happen. Can they end these episodes of crying in the kitchen? Make it possible to push through these unholy indecision and eat lunch? Will they help me muster the will to get in the shower? Endless daily routines grind me down, but I dare not complain lest the universe overhear and grant me the peace of nevermore. I used to have a drawer full of obsolete power cords. Now it's filled with art supplies I haven't touched in years. Is there a place where discarded things go to be useful again? I'm scribbling these thoughts, furiously typing with my thumbs. I don't want to lose the thread of this poem. Writing gives the demons something to scrutinize that isn't me. I'm trying to keep hope in my words when feeling it still scares me. Don't leave me here, muttering these incantations to myself. Sitting in a drawer, tangled, useless.
Loud. I will never be soft and pretty. I was not born from hush. I came out screaming, loudly, like I knew a future secret. I cannot be your sweet girl. I'm not mean, though, but tenacious and outspoken. I might have been soft-spoken once, but she doesn't live here anymore. I'm not here to be manageable. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to be me, the version that crawled out of the fire and learned how to stand. Silence tried to mute me. Violence tried to tame me. But I rose, sharp, unapologetic, unbreakable, in every place they told me not to grow. I am made of thunder, and every time I speak, I split the sky. If you want it fragile, you should have looked elsewhere.
Have been keeping the boulder at arm's length for one day. Since I last quit to you, the anxiety won't kill me. Since I sauntered past the hilltop and your tattoo, thinking I'm immune. I am faltering under its weight, its urgency to crush me. A thumbnail meme of me with my hands on my cheeks and a giant ball of conglomerate rock barreling towards me. It is on my big toe. It is on my toe now, my big toe. It's broken and swollen and purple. I can't push it back off, and you are at a poetry reading, so I will suffer greatly. Imagining how POWs have their fingers and toes broken, how everyone is so fucking flippant nowadays. I want to come to help you as you will come to me, knowing my toe is smashed. You'll try to lift it off, but fail. You'll risk your limbs and life to stop it from steamrolling me, but you will fail. It will crush me into smithereens, and you as well, if you don't get the fuck out of its way. I would come to your side if I could, to push yours over to the other side, to not let it roll back down like a Jack and Jill. But I can't walk. I'm trapped under my own obesity and gravity, and isn't that the inevitable crux of it all? Save yourself, darling, from your own boulder. It's better to watch it roll back down than to walk like a broken mule behind it, than to die tending to mine. Futilely trying to stop the vex forces of momentum, which all of us depressed, broken people know to be true.
They ask women, man or bear, and most will choose the bear out of fear that men hunt with a different purpose. To be mask presenting is to choose the bear for yourself and still dress like the man. Wish a woman would choose you. Every day is Halloween when you dress in her favorite monster skin. Buffalo Billin, the perfect specimen. Wanting to be the man of her dreams, forgetting he too was a nightmare, a knight in dull armor. See, I've been cosplaying con men that cough up I love yous between the sheets while offering obscenities outside them. And don't you do that too. Don't you good old boys club and locker room talk too. And ain't that ass still honey pot thick, got us chasing after it like Pooh Bear. But where do you draw the line between masculine and monstrosity? A toxic twist on tainted love, walking through these wish a nigga woods less black bear than black man, as if both ain't public enemy and endangered species. I am a dichotomy of sharp tooth smile and fluffy softness. Did you know a beer hug ain't as nice as it sounds? It is squeezing you to death, but who needs to maul when you have a Molotov cocktail for a tongue? I've been leaving trails of bodies behind. With the accountability I've shed amongst bare skin and pheromones, afraid to look in the mirror because somewhere I saw myself a villain. More man than bear. I cut these claws short and shaved my hair, I swear. I only wanted you to see me. Something different. Neither man or bear, and became a mixture of both. Wishing to hold your heart in my paws and pretend this murderous love is something more miraculous.
I got fired recently, but today I'm fired up, living in an at-will state, which permitted them to fire me at will. They were a revolver to my means, but I will no longer extend credit. Smith and Wesson my funds after 7 years. They can miss me with that. I got fired recently, but today I'm fired up. I will reclaim my time. I will reverse time and instead emit a positive mindset, minding my own business instead of growing theirs. I got fired recently, but today I'm fired up. Since work is not a factor, I will work on myself. I will do a shift, no longer in neutral, but revved up just enough to not exhaust what's fueling me. Renewed focus to ignite a plethora of possibilities. I got fired recently, but today I'm fired up, tried and tested through their fire. As best as I can, I will persevere. Asbestos, the karma I wear like armor, retarding what was meant to consume my confidence. But my faith can't be extinguished because now I need God more than ever. That pink slip lit a red hot fire under me, making me fireproof. I got fired recently, but today I'm fired up. Although Nebuchadnezzar possessed their spirit 7 times the years of my efforts, I will walk and not faint. I will no longer be undervalued, underpaid, unappreciated. God will provide me a ram in the burning bush of his dwelling to remind me I am that I am.
When I beheld your beauty, my breath dissolved in wings of light. I wanted to pull the moon down my heart a sacrifice for the bewilderment of thy gaze. It is your love that caresses my heart, fragrantly blossoming in the magic of a million roses. With you, earth becomes as hallowed as the celestial heavens, your kiss as the honeysuckle on which bees feed. I carry you with me always like skin, a lover singing and dancing on the golden robes of my memories, brewing in my tea in such a way that the Indian chai becomes an unspoken pleasure in the aroma of thy delight. I said, I just want to see you, my sweetheart. You said, what do you need? I said, intensify the profound agony of my longing. You inquired, what will you do with this yearning? I said, offer myself at the dust of your feet. You replied, come, my darling, immerse yourself in my sweetness. I said, grant me the boon of sweet sacrifice. You said, hush, don't reveal all my secrets. Simply take refuge in the wondrous honey of my enduring love. It is only I, my beauty. Pink roses blush in my presence. The flowing river follows me to the sea. Then you left. Like a lifelong bride suddenly divorced, triggering the grief of separation. Deep down in the agony of my despair, I have dyed my wounded heart with longing. I washed my soul with tears, became feverish from undying love, developed incoherence from calling out your name. I am a chained melody, awaiting your peerless wine to sing unfettered like the unfurling moon, a birthless and deathless symphony. In my sleep and in my waking, my amnesia and hallucinations, I see only you, my sweetheart, only you. In your absence, this life is a hollow prison, awaiting thy sweetness to be uncaged. Aye, you've returned like an enchanting queen, inundating my heart with kisses. Lips incoherent, my tongue mute, the earth massages my feet as I stumble, overwhelmed by the intoxication of your nectar wine divine. Behold, the stars look so beautiful. 1,000 rays of incandescent light, majestic, as luminous as the crimson sun. A new dawn comes smiling, harmonizing a breath, now inconsistent with its natural tempo. Daybreak caresses my face, comforting my cheeks with its rays. My ego dies, you pouring sweetness into my being, trickling its way like a fine vintage into the radiance of my soul. I hear the love songs of sparrows and nightingales, those sweet familiar serenades, resonating ecstasies in my core. They soothe me in trance, like enthralling whispers, a variety of song-bearers wooing my being with their symphonies. I know not but the intensity of thy smile, tugging at my core with its radiance, the scented breath of your silhouette, fervently kissing and charming my spirit. Hour of true devotion is a one-pointed love hunger, serenading your beauty. Only you, my beloved, only you. All else is meaningless to me. Of what use is the sky's limitless blue? I shall blend in every heart on the day I blend in you.
It started with the kind of touch making a body forget its reasons for restraint. Your body met mine with the softness, refusing to announce its moves. Heat layered itself over hunger as your breath rose to greet mine, and everything felt simple in way intimacy pretends. Simplicity, when secrets stay quiet long enough to pass for connection. You moved through me with intention, feeling tender, rhythm feeling earned, pleasure feeling honest, and I opened my arms for it all, believing pleasure was the only remnants of you you'd leave behind. But even pleasure has a pulse, and yours carried weight that never meant for my body to hold on to. Closeness moved through your hands, while you hunted for a vault disguised as affection, a soft place that you could wrap yourself into as a human burial ground to leave your pain. That way you could feel lighter when you walked away and left me feeling heavy at your expense. When you reach for presence, every kiss felt like confession, and every pull of my hips felt like permission for you to empty your unrest into my soft parts. You used intimacy as a doorway, slipping your burdens into places meant for pleasure until my body carried stories you never voiced out loud. I became that place, not a lover, more of a storage unit with skin holding history never belonging to me, where you left fragments in the corners of my ribs, expecting me to nurture emotions I never lived. Sex should have been the exchange, yet it became the inheritance instead. Even time, every time you pressed into me, you pressed unrest with, hold on, what was I trying to say with that? Every time you pressed into me, your presence pressed unrest with it. All your half healed fractures, your ego stitched with fear, your sorrow posed as desire, your burdens learned my curves, memorizing the way my breath opened and made themselves at home. I walked away heavy, unsure, and none of it was holy. Loaded down with emotions I never earned, tired from the battles I never fought. This is the part no one admits to, how intimacy can shift from pleasure to trespass when someone enters carrying storms and refusing to leave without residue. You walked away lighter. I walked away haunted. Energy never disappears, it just relocates. And you chose my body as the destination. I still feel weight of your presence in places you touched. Your unrest curled beneath my skin, refusing to loosen its grip, leaving me in a chokehold as your burdens settle into my breathing, changing the way my chest rises and falls. Your ghosts, they still move through my ribcage, searching for places to hide. And I am too tired to ask them to leave. I'm just wanting to feel empty again. But you filled me with pieces of you that you never wanted. And now I sleep beside the remnants of a man who only touched me to relieve himself, to make himself feel whole.
Every time I put someone on an airplane, I'm afraid I'll watch them perish in the air above me, curled in a fireball. And countless dreams, I see the machine move in the wrong way, coming down, 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 coming down, spiraling, or more accurately, twisting, metal, screaming distinctively. But that's just in my head. Less and less true as I drive away from the airport. The chances that I'm in the right place at the right time diminish radically. So, no, I've never watched a loved one burn, heard their body crackle, no. But I've certainly been burned at an airport, been left, been discarded like spent wood at an airport, left behind. Someone on an airplane in the air above me, fireball. I see the machine move in the wrong way, coming down, spiraling, twisting, screaming distinctively in my head as I drive in the right place at the right time. I've been burned at an airport, been left, discarded like wood. Someone in the air, spiraling, twisting, screaming, been left discarded.
Memories, the gentle smile, your loving glance, smooth touch. Your hands play me like a cherished memory. Inside, I quiver entranced in your passion. Our fire. In this moment, we don't make love, we make memories. We dance on cosmic clouds, we create arts. Our bodies in sync, your moans a crescendo matching the rhythm of my heartstrings. The familiarity of the feelings feeding our souls, memories of your soft lips pressed against the heat of my swollen lips. Kissing, sending our minds to galaxies we sew together. This love affair, a lifeline to a lifetime of memories. Your love lifted me beyond the grasp of gravity. Every time we touch, I feel as if I'm drowning in the memories of love, tracing your body's soft curves that call me. I treasure your spirit as I remember, your lips perusing my skin, my lips kissing your neckline, our bodies relentlessly capturing the memories. Excited, our hands explore inside warm, soft, moist, sticky places. Our tongues dance the tangle of memories. This intensity starts a cascade of linguistic moans escaping, erupting of sweets on fingers. Together we find ourselves peaking, climaxing in harmony, living inside memories of love. Lyrically yours, Midnight Renaissance.
We shall not bow down to racism. We shall not bow down to injustice. We shall not bow down to oppression. What you gonna do? I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. Democracy teeter-totters on the precipice of our discontent. Put through the microscope of integrity, coming up deficient of honesty, as the college elects to misrepresent those crying out for proof that the so-called Constitution is constitutional. Not just archaic babble left over from centuries past, guarded by laughing gargoyles on the steps of justice. Apathy is the aching tooth of Dracula, fangs drip from Nicaraguan oil as Fat Sam needs a colonic. 500 years of lies backed up in his constitution. Constituents tired of being pregnant with hope seek out abortions, feeling voting has no purpose in this hypocrisy, where the two-headed coin has two bad sides and any way it falls, oppression rules. Martial law hiding in the shadows, waiting for the eagle to fall. Conspiracy theories ignored while those who disorder the new world wait for its deliverance to the gates of hell. We shall not bow down to racism. We shall not bow down to injustice. We shall not bow down to oppression. What you gonna do? I'm gonna stand. 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 Yeah.
My whole face hurts. Elasticity in places never stretched, scared to let it continue, or it may pop. Break me in easy. Microdosing me in affirmations through flowing conversation. Please, don't stop. A wonderland seen only in the fairy tales on screen. Are you really real? A secure man, not a boy. Pray, don't wake me. I'm dreaming like Christopher Williams, not New Jack. This is New Impact City, jacked for my joy. Not to take it, but to multiply it, provide it immeasurably, exponentially, because we are geeks, freaks in a way. Smile, less pain, now adjusted, accustomed, because this joy I have, the world didn't give it, and the memory can't be taken away.
My thoughts are my own. I used to share the private parts of me, not always willingly, not always whole. You stole my dreams once, slipped past every boundary I tried to build, cracked open doors I thought were locked until you broke them down, until they weren't mine anymore. You walked through me like a hallway, taking whatever you wanted, my voice, my safety, the version of me I might have been, but not anymore. The codes have changed, the locks are new, the girl you broke rewrote the system line by line until she became her own firewall. You don't get in anymore. You don't get a key. You don't get a single piece of the person I rebuilt from the inside out. This body, this mind, this life is all restricted, all protected, access denied.
We fight ourselves off every day. The temptations for self-hatred gather round for sentencing at the Crown Court. We go into battle, eyes to God, hand to chest. Young boys drum for the new citizenry. Stopped in tracks by musket balls, worse bayonets, worse hand-to-hand combat with no deciding weaponry. Is the sad reality of how I wage war with myself, pinching nostrils closed of the one who wishes to murder me. Looking into the mirror, we take our final breaths. Duct tape over mouth, eyes, concrete blocks attached and sinking. I am my own killer. Kill or be killed, I like to say. Second-degree murder or self-defense. With corpses rotting in fields at Antietam, why clarify when I am not Ken Burns, but a small person in a small head, hating myself diabolically? And for why? Too much of a pussy to defy the Adolf within and pierce heart with blade? Whet-stoned, hone, killing blade? I hold the bridge as I was told to do. Bet it all on the sniper in the clock tower. Sometimes all we have are homemade sticky bombs with which to maim, blind, render useless ourselves as victim, enemy. I sit atop myself astraddle, bowie knife all that is left when guns and ammo long gone spent. Requiem of La Vie en Rose skipping the wax in the distance, quiet like, no Johnny on the spot. And I look into my eyes as I win the battle of strength, Nazi against Jew. It cracks my sternum, pops lung, ruins my day anew.
Where no man has gone. Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise boldly goes into space, never united before by a federation of planets' penis. He gets all that alien booty. Green skin booty, feline, humanoid booty, primitive planet booty, telepathic booty, alpha quadrant trill booty, Troyan booty, Andorian extraterrestrial booty, shape-shifting booty, astronomical amounts of interspecies relations. And after an episode is swung, Mr. Tiberius, that's what the middle T stands for, never has to order an Uber. Besides, a shared interplanetary travel ride at primetime surging prices costs a small Ferengi fortune. Luckily, there's no need to give a latest lover a lift. Not when he can call engineering and have Scotty beam them home. Beam me up, Scotty is a nickname for smoking Pyrexed cocaine, crack. But what is the name for particles left behind by Scotty? Is it called addiction? Is it called a broken home? Around year 2270, a reunited alien family watches a United Federation live stream. The promotion of a captain to admiral. The single mom's eyes toggle between the screen and her two sons. Their backs green like her, but all the rest just like him. And she remembers what his abandonment did. The depth she descended to after he turned his back on the kids. How a last resort, bartering her booty, became a first option. There's a crack. Head splits in two. One half observes the ceremony. The other flashes back to how the episode ends. He pulls out a Starfleet communicator, flips it open, and says, Scotty.
He loves me perfectly, not with flawless hands, but with a heart shaped by heaven's own breath. He loved my soul like a song, read my scars like scripture, and whispered grace into every place I once called broken. God placed my name in his spirit and told him protect this one. He touched my his touch was prayer, his presence was peace, his words was warm like light stepping through stained glass windows on a Sunday morning. But the shadows I was scared to show, and somehow through him I learned what love looks like when heaven sends it with intentions. I felt God loving me. Perfect love casts out fears. 1 John 4:18. And in his arms I finally understood what it means to be seen, held, and blessed perfectly. Through him, God didn't just heal me, he reassured the woman I was meant to be. And in the depth of his love, I realized God wasn't restoring my heart, he was revealing it. Forever known, forever loved, I walk in the quiet strength of his spirit. In him I rest, I stand my heart forever free. He loved me oh so perfectly as God instincts for me. His perfect love pours like rivers, washing my wounds into the wonders.
We've been losing the recipes, y'all. Somewhere along the line, we tried to make the food better and it lost its soul. It's something about the way Grandma made it. They used to say she put her foot in it, but now she's lost her foot to diabetes. They've been cutting us off at the kneecaps before we grew roots, so the revolution don't taste the same. They say we are not our ancestors, as if they replaced the ham hocks and the greens with a turkey leg and made it better. That's like removing the Huey P. Newton gun club out the fight and preaching nonviolence, ignoring protection. Y'all trying to microwave the revolution. You're doing all this popping off, but it's still cold in the middle. It must be all that ice in the community. I need a revolution that's slow cooked, falling off the bone, homemade gravy. See, y'all can't mix the slurry well enough to get out the clumps, and it shows. You can't half-ass the fight for freedom. Ain't no substitutions in the recipe. You lost them anyway. You couldn't write them down in a cookbook, but Grandma memorized them all, ancestors whispering measurements in her ear while you ignored the sounds. Because the same people who dragged them through hell told you honoring them was demonic. The recipes was more than pig's feet and navy beans. It was looking a navy shirted pig in its eyes saying, I'm going to take two of yours. If you ever take one of mine, it's equal parts discipline and education, waiting for somebody to stir the pot until it boils over. And we've been serving up cold soup. Gazpacho. Even when this Gestapo pulls up to the table, never given a seat at theirs, we built our own. But now we done lost the blueprints for the table, the recipes that go on it, and the guest list. No wonder y'all keep giving invites to people who'd rather feed on the culture than feed into it. We holding on to all the trauma and none of the fixes, all of the hunger and none of the dishes. We lost the recipes. So now we starve for acceptance, attention, like we can't feed our own souls. I think it's time we get them back.
In relationships, when the roles get reversed like finger rolls, you get hit with the give and go. All you supposed to do is just give and go. It's just me, three smalls and one big. Call it a figure roll, but then she hits you with a pick and roll, make you have to pick a roll, block all your shots, and have you wondering what she want to be the centerfold. Oh, she just want to be the centerfold because after the pressure of being the center of attention, I ain't never seen a centerfold. Globetrotters getting flued out. Watch how she spins the globe with one finger. She spins your gold, travels, and carry on with your credit card as a carry on. She does whatever it takes for her to make a point, even if it hurts me. Hard points. So now we have to guard points so hard. Point guards attack defense like on guard. The nigga in her got her talking like on God. You supposed to be the coach, but she got you playing defense, then offense, defense, then offense, head spin, you nauseous. She cross you over and talk shit. And even though you give her everything she needs, she adds once. You take care of her immediate family, uncles and aunts, all at once. Foul me, then cry victim. That's and one. She in your face like, and what? And she'll sneak you into a group chat, you know, a public conversation where she takes the office phone and press conference, her unofficial press conference. Her friends don't like you, so now you done lost sponsors because you thought somehow someone that dishonest could show honor. No honor, your honor. We not even supposed to be in this position to half court. She putting up shots from half court and blame me for why she's losing. It's confusing. As soon as there's a little trouble, she wants to take a fast break. You try to make love to her. She say she got a headache and you believed her. Ha! You fell for the head fake. She hit you with a low blow with a low post. That's talking shit about you on social media for the slow folks, telling secrets that you held close. You smell toast like you're having a heart attack. But that doesn't stop her heart attacks. Triple threat, so all her attacks be hard to track. So you just want a chest pass, you know, one that you can leave with your heart intact. But the foundation of your relationship never really started for it to even stop. Imagine all the bricks are cinder blocks. No chance to spin the block because superstars tend to flop, especially if they know they're going to get all the calls they think from those they think is more official at the top. And she say, you my number one pick. She hit you with the sideline. You got the feeling you on the sideline. She left for All-Star Weekend and ain't even hit you up at bedtime. So you commission the commissioner to file for annulment before the trade line deadline or that salary cap hit that red line. You entertain her as much as possible, but it's only a matter of time before she's backboard. Each shot you take gets pinned to the backboard and you wonder if you got bad form. She asks for space just to start raining threes like a bad storm. So she with other players on other teams, trainers, CEOs, and VP. Man and man, she doing work off the court for that MVP with her rotation. Her bleachers ain't never got an empty seat. She turned your jersey into a tank top. Left your debit card in debit with all them bank shots. Even the score shit, I think not. You blew the fourth quarter with them late stops. Your hard work didn't pay off. Her late ups left you laid off, and you can't win the championships if you can't make it to the playoffs. Try to play off the fact that your offsets didn't take off. RIP take off. I don't want that to seem like a foul line. I just had to make 2 points. Foul line. You tell her teamwork makes a dream work. She said only if this is Disney, Pixar, or DreamWorks, you know, together is how a team works, but we got to be a team first. But she don't want to be on the team. She a player, a free agent. But more than anything, she just want to get a ring. I came across a homeless man the other day. But he wasn't asking for change. All I heard him say was, you ever seen my baby girl? I know everybody think their child is the prettiest and the most precious, but she's the most beautiful girl in the world. Have you seen her? His demeanor was eager for me to relate to him or maybe to say her name. And every day I seen him, it was always the same thing. Now, this man had to be every bit of 60, not in an unkept hair, layers of dirty clothes and eyes that darted around a little too quickly. But he studied my eyes as I studied him. And he smelt the bugle of roll-ups and the faint whiff of Bernese gin. But I told him, no, I haven't seen her. And I'm sure she's beautiful. Trying not to stare at the dirt under long fingernails and scrape the cuticles, so I start wondering if I have some change to give or single dollars to give to the homeless as usual. But before I can, he turned to another passing man saying, have you seen my baby girl? She's the most beautiful girl in the world. And I just watch him. I don't know why, I just linger watching him work this crowded bus station like an entertainer or a singer or performer or off the show X Factor or like the actor, but none of that mattered. I figured he was just another schizo from the blank face that preceded his laughter. Plus, his daughter got to be an adult by now because he's like way older than me. I see he's irritating another couple. She's clutching her purse and her husband doesn't look like he want to speak. So I intervene. I mean, maybe he needs to get something to eat. And I take him out to the street and he follows me out to the street. And I remember it's a sandwich cart right around the corner from the Metro Park. And as we start to walk, I asked him what her name is. And that's when I saw a spark. He stopped muttering. I stopped darting. He looked straight into my soul as if he's about to tell me something I should never know. He says, her name's Sanaa. And then he starts to cry. And so do I, because my daughter's name is Sanaa, right? So I asked, where is she? Is she in the same city? She's still alive. I felt connected. And I wonder if the name was the only reason why. He said, you weren't there. You don't care. She was the most beautiful girl in the world, and you left her there. Pain shot through my body like an electric chair. I saw through the dirt, the dirty clothes and the matted hair, the dark knives and the 1,000-yard stare. Underneath all that, his face was crystal clear. He was the one thing I didn't know I feared. He was me. Age the extra 100 years. I go to speak, but no words come out. I get hot, and I wonder if it's because the sun's out. I think I get something to drink from that sandwich place, but my wallet's gone, and this bottle of Burnett gin in this place. Dirty clothes on me, pants being held up with a string around the waist. The homeless man, he's gone. He's vanished, and I start to panic, and I start to scream, but all I can seem to say is, have you ever seen my baby girl? She was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. They never found her body. Oddly, the police say they completed their investigation and closed the case. Cold case. Her body disappeared with no trace. Family can't show face. No face. There's no place to go safe. No safe to store dignity. She's now just an entity. And the 17-year-old girl she was before is just a memory. Looking through the window at her family like, do you even remember me? And the tears have stopped running because they ran out of energy or they ran out of empathy. But vividly, she can't see herself in the mirror. Like she has no reflection. So she roams her school's hallways with no direction, trying to raise her hand to answer her teacher's questions, but she can't feel her arms, her hands, her fingers, can't feel happiness or eager, no voice when she wanted to be a singer because police handled her case like it was just a misdemeanor. So now she's fading in and out of reality like she has this misdemeanor. She doesn't stay. She doesn't go. She doesn't do either, so she just lingers, and all she smells is ether. She remembers her autopsy, DNA swabbing, just for it to be a cold case, cold table, cold tray, cold instruments, cold face, cold room, cold space, ticking the clocks, cold play, cold hands. She starts to wonder, is vengeance best served cold or lukewarm on a cold plate? But she wasn't murdered. She was raped. And I know that's not the word that we like to say, but she was raped on her very first date. And in order to survive and stay alive, she disconnected from her body. She has no body, so she feels like she's nobody, full of talents and no hobbies. Faith is gone, so there's no problem. She thinks her name is the last thing she screamed. No, Tommy, it's easy to tell a police officer what was stolen in a robbery. Try to itemize your property properly. Receipts for art, tapestry, and pottery. Obviously, you can't tell an officer that he stole your body, your name, your happiness. Ask Jesus of Nazareth to put you back in your body like Lazarus, because no amount of money can make her whole. She just want to make it home. But even home is wrong. House full of family, but still home alone. Her father, he just angry. He just want to kick some ass. Her mother gives her a look like that's what you get for being fast, and her clothes feel like a body bag. She just want her body back. Anybody. She want to scream, but not seen by anybody. Everybody. Look, it's the girl with nobody, and nobody wants nobody with nobody. It was open. She was broken. Her cold case, it was frozen. And even though everybody believed her, nobody relieved her. And I didn't either. And she never found her body. Thank you.